Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. World of Wrestling here today to talk about AEW Rampage October 1st, 2021. This was actually a decent hour of professional wrestling by AEW. All Elite Wrestling. You damn straight this is All Elite. But I have to question a little bit about their booking. I think Jack Evans and Orange Cassidy, with the ending they gave us with -1 being able to celebrate in the ring and everyone giving him a big hug, and because it was Brody Lee 1 year anniversary from his, well, it's not really an anniversary, but 1 year from him passing on from the world and everything. I thought it was an excellent ending, a heartfelt moment. Outside of that, I think Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson should have been the main event. This was an outstanding, and I mean an outstanding match. Bryan Danielson, since he has come into AEW, he has had nothing but excellent matches. This match with Nick Jackson, who is a tag team specialist, put on an excellent performance with Bryan Danielson. This is amazing stuff. I'm really impressed with the debut matches he's had on both Dynamite and Rampage. I think he has had a hell of a push so far. Very slow, but very moderate push that will eventually lead him to a world championship opportunity, or even possibly becoming world heavyweight champion in the near future by 2022. I could imagine that possibly happening. Maybe not, maybe yeah, maybe no, who knows? But that's the fun in all this. There's so many different performers in this roster that are on this roster that is well deserving to become world champion. And not to mention, they're doing a casino battle royale ladder match type of situation on Dynamite next Wednesday. They got 5, including 2 people that have not been announced, and there's a Joker person that nobody knows who it is. It might be a special guest on the event that might show up. So we can only wait and see. I think the surprises are going to be a little bit more interesting than who actually wins the match. I think more than likely we probably will see Jon Moxley win this match, go on to face Kenny Omega in another rematch at Full Gear. I think that's probably the route we're going to go with. And Kenny Omega is going to defeat Jon Moxley once again. I might be wrong about that, and if that's the case, that's fine, because to be quite frank with you, I don't really care who faces Kenny Omega. I just want to see Kenny Omega face the best of the best for his world championship before he loses it to Adam Hangman Page. But yeah, Bryan Danielson wins the matchup by submission against Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson performed very well in this match. Did a lot of great stuff here. He accidentally killed, well, I don't know about kill, but he pretty much almost knocked off Brian Cutler's fucking head clean off his shoulders with a running kick off the apron onto the floor, and was trying to kick Bryan Danielson in the head, and unfortunately missed him and hit Brian Cutler instead. Cutler was pretty much out of the whole situation from that point on, leading to the submission to Nick Jackson. It looked like he won the match, not by the bell lock, but by the butterfly suplex into a submission hold, which was very interesting. Don't know how the hell that worked, but hey, it worked. It made him tap out. Very interesting submission hold. Bryan Danielson, I have to admit, he is using a lot of his WWE type formula in the ring that worked, but he's also added a little bit more to it. On top of that, there's some things that he's done that I really didn't see him doing, such as German suplexes on the outside of the ring. I don't think I've ever seen Bryan Danielson perform a German suplex in WWE all that much. And if he did, I don't fucking remember. But point being, he has done some really interesting stuff on this promotion, or in this promotion, and I gotta say he's done an excellent job. So congratulations and kudos to Bryan Danielson on his performance here tonight with Nick Jackson. The other match took place with a triple threat match between the women. It was Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, and Jade Cargill. I have to say, this triple threat match was more extreme than the triple threat match for the United States Championship at Extreme Rules. Yes, folks, they actually use garbage cans, chairs, tables, you name it, they used it. I mean, they didn't use, cookie cutter tables, or baker sheet tables where you cook cookies on, or use stop signs or anything like that. But they did use a lot more weapons than what fucking Damian Priest, Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus did for the United States Championship title at Extreme Rules, which was supposed to be extreme, which we didn't get much of that at all. Anyway, yes, the women did use a lot of, not a lot, but they did use weapons. The match was wrestling related. I mean, it wasn't all hardcore wrestling. We actually did get legit wrestling on this, in this match. But the wrong person won. Jade Cargill won the match, defeating Thunder Rosa. Why is Thunder Rosa receiving an L when she has been outstanding lately? No, she hasn't been used a lot on television, but I have seen her on, well, I haven't seen her on Dark, but I've seen the results, and Thunder Rosa has won every single time she has been on Dark. So, I don't know why the hell she's losing here on Rampage against Jade Cargill. It's really fucking stupid. Are they telling us that we're going to get Jade Cargill versus Britt Baker for the Women's Championship? Now this sets Thunder Rosa a little bit back, which I'm not really happy about. I think this was a poor booking decision. I don't know why they went this route, but I thought that absolutely sucked. If you wanted Jade Cargill to win without having Thunder Rosa lose, they should have made Nyla Rose lose the fucking match instead. But she was put through a fucking table, and that was the end of her. So, I guess that's where they went with that. Jade Cargill wins the match, unfortunately, and gets the 1-2-3. And not in a very impressive way either. She hit her with several chair shots and then pinned her and got the 1-2-3 after that. I think that absolutely sucks, and I think that's a poor way of making Thunder Rosa lose that match. Anyway, moving on. Next thing on the card, and this was the main event with Orange Cassidy and Jack Evans, hair versus hair match. Before their match took place, Mark Henry interviewed both of them from picture-in-picture, whatever the fuck way you want to call it. And Jack Evans did not really look very enthusiastic about having this match whatsoever. He didn't want to put his hair on the line in the middle of a match that he could have lost. And Matt Hardy was very confident in Jack Evans, but eventually, at the end of all this, he walked out on Jack Evans when he lost to Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy didn't even know he was in a fucking match. Bro, do you think you're in another promotion that doesn't tell their wrestlers what they're going to do unless it's 5 minutes before the match? You're in the wrong promotion, pal. That would be WWE. That would be the correct place to be confused on what kind of match you're having. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's the way WWE rolls. I see AEW being completely different on their booking decisions. But hey, I'm just a guy on a fucking video camera recording a video that you guys can't see through a fucking picture. I'm doing this in audio format. But anyway, just trying to make this humorous and funny as possible. But at the end of the day, Orange Cassidy wins this matchup by a Superman punch, which he calls the Orange Punch. And he has a record of now 17-1 with a draw this year in 2021. Folks, I don't know what the fuck has happened to Orange Cassidy, but this guy is on a fucking winning streak this year, and he hasn't had an opportunity for a one-on-one match for the World Heavyweight Championship. If you don't think he's going to be in that ladder match this coming Wednesday and possibly win the fucking ladder match, you're crazy. Because I honestly think Orange Cassidy would be a great candidate to challenge for the World Championship. Now, for him to win the title, I don't know about that. I'm a little concerned if they were to do that, but that would be a very interesting and very intriguing idea. Now, granted, Adam Page would be the best suited person at the end of all this storyline for Kenny Omega being world champion. They have a lot of history together, but that history has kind of died down. They, Hangman Page had to lose that I think it was a 6-man or 8-man tag team match that they had on Dynamite. And unfortunately, he didn't win that match, so it kind of made you feel a little like maybe he's not ready yet to become world champion. And that was because of the fact his wife was actually having a kid. So, that being the case, totally understand where they were going with that. But with things being the way they are, which I kind of agree with WWE in certain aspects of what they were doing back in the day, they always didn't really like to go ahead and have their performers be out of action because of family stuff, but it is important, but it does take away the momentum and the build and the intrigue that people had for that character in a situation like that. It's a tough situation, really, if you think about it. But it's also inhumane to tell someone, oh, you can't be with your wife while she's getting ready to have a kid. I couldn't do that. That's just fucking sick. It's a fucking show. We're not talking about boxing. Even in boxing or MMA, they would allow their performer to go ahead and take time off. I mean, these guys don't, some of them that are really big don't fight maybe but once a year. That's about it. So, in that kind of sense, it would even work there. You would be able to take time off, spend time with your wife, and, help her out with her pregnancy situation and be responsible with her in the middle of her, going through that process. But, at the same time, you're sitting there and you lose all this momentum that Hangman Page has gotten. And it kind of makes me think maybe Orange Cassidy wouldn't be a bad decision to go with. Not to mention what happened at freaking Double or Nothing this year absolutely sucked. Orange Cassidy was very close of winning the World Championship from Kenny Omega. But it was in a triple threat match. Pac was involved and Orange Cassidy were both challenging for the title against Kenny Omega. So when you really think about it, it really would make a lot more sense. Now, some might debate this with me, and they have every right to debate this with me, but hey, why not have the match happen, but yet Kenny Omega wins the match, defeats Orange Cassidy, he goes down the ladder, and we go with Hangman Page in the near future when he's ready to come back. I agree. But at the same time, I don't agree. I think Orange Cassidy is a fucking catch for a lot of fans. People love his in-ring work. People love his gimmick. People enjoy Orange Cassidy. He's somebody that people actually can relate to. He's laid back. He's cool. He's not very talkative. He doesn't have a lot to say. He just goes in the ring and entertains and does what he's got to do in the ring and goes home. That's what he does. That's what his whole style and operandi is. And it works. It's a very fun, entertaining gimmick. It's a cross between a very serious but also, comedic side of him. And I think that's great. I mean, not Orange Cassidy. I was about to say Orange Cassidy or Orange Truth. I was wanting to say R-Truth. R-Truth, if he had that same kind of quality Orange Cassidy had, you could actually take R-Truth very seriously as a possible world champion at some point down the line. But with him being so comedic all the time and being absolutely dumb as fuck, you can't take him seriously. Orange Cassidy is a totally different character. He's got the comedy act down. It makes you laugh in certain aspects. Some people may not like him. Hey, you know what? If that's the case, whatever, dude. It's fine. Not everybody's going to like a character like Orange Cassidy. Not everybody's going to like Kenny Omega. Not everyone's going to like Hangman Page. Not everyone's going to like any type of character. Roman Reigns being a heel right now, I think that people still don't like him. Just because they can't stand him personally because he's WWE's altar boy or the king of Cheyenne or whatever fucking way you want to put it. They just look at him as somebody that WWE caters to. And they want him to always look good no matter what. They don't want to build stars because they want him to be the ultimate star of the show. And they don't want that momentum or that attention, that limelight being taken away from Roman Reigns. And I get that. I understand it. I feel very much like you guys. I think the guy is an amazing character. But at the same time, he is not, being booked the right way for people to enjoy his act. His act is getting stale. I have not been watching SmackDown, but I would assume it's been a rinse and repeat type of thing. Lately, he's been looking a little concerned about what the fuck he's going to do with his opponent when he gets to the main event of a pay-per-view to defend his championship. And I think that's fucking bloody awful. But hey, I don't run WWE. Fucking old bastard with no life and doesn't sleep hardly at all. Probably gets 3 hours of sleep and has Bruce Pritchard sucking on his dick and balls. So, hey, it is what it is. I don't give a fuck. But getting on to AEW, fuck WWE. That's not what this review is about. I just like to take shots at them every once in a while because they're an annoying group of people. Anyway, Orange Cassidy wins this match. Very nice matchup. It was decent for what it was. And I think Orange Cassidy deserves a good push. It doesn't mean he has to win the world championship, though I would be, okay with the decision. I think it would definitely shock a lot of people. I don't think anybody would expect a move like that with Orange Cassidy becoming world champion. But it would be definitely different. And I think that is probably a good route to go on. Now, you guys may not agree. If you don't, leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Hit the like button if you like the video, of course. And hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And I thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have a great night. And I'll speak to you again soon about SmackDown. I'm going to be watching that right after I get done with this review, which I'm already done with. So I'll speak to you later. Bye.